I appreciate you giving us a couple of minutes. And I first of all, I've had an amazing week so far, hanging out with you and Meir and the rest of the team. I know Mike shares the same sentiment.
Absolutely.
First of all, just give me a brief minute or so, just a brief background of your background and
Sure.
Prior to meeting Meir, what were you doing?
So I've had a real estate business for the last roughly 8 years. I started educating myself about it. Did a whole bunch of the seminars and met a lot of people who said
Bought the workshops. Did this, did that.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yep. Have all the stuff on the bookshelves. It's very nice.
Yeah.
I met a lot of great people. I met a lot of people that didn't actually use what they had bought, which that's the thing that, from my perspective, is rough. You know, when people spend that money that they don't have to do something, and then they don't use it. It's really tough.
Yeah.
It's motivation, but it's not actually teaching you what to do in business.
That's right. Well, and kudos to you because, you know, recognize, they say that the best investment you can make is investing in yourself.
For sure.
You know, recently I interviewed Brian Tracy, and he said he has a certain metric. He's like, for every dime that you invest in yourself, you get $1 back. If you invest $1, you get $10. And certainly I know that to be true. So you saw the need to invest in yourself and to go on this search to try to better your business, better your life. But just the problem was not receiving. I'm sure you gleaned some good stuff, but not really fully receiving something making a big difference.
In the end, I was one of the exceptions to the group. I was one that was able to find value, and I, very straightforwardly, I had a lot of value from the different courses that I took. I don't mean to be disrespectful to any of those people because I got value out of it.
Sure.
The problem was that I was seeing, if there's a class of 40 people, I'm one of the 4 that's getting value out of it.
Yeah, sure.
And that's tough. But I took the courses, I educated myself. It took me a little bit of time to apply. You know, it was 2 years before I did my first real estate deal after I educated myself. Not many people are that stubborn to
or
fight
can hang
through
in
it.
that long.
Yeah, definitely. So I was different from the beginning, but I came through, I did this, and I saw that it was doable. And I just started pushing to make things happen. We created a real estate club in Chicago. You know, we got to meet people. We brought people together, and we started seeing how, you know, way before I met Meir, I started seeing how could I provide value. And when you do that, good things can happen. Yeah. And that's really what has attracted me and kept me a part of Guaranteed Prosperity, because of, it's not made up. It's not pretend. There is this community, this family of people that want to see each other improve, and we keep track of each other. You know, it's not just we see each other at a seminar once a year or every other month or every 6 months or every 2 years, whatever. We talk to each other on Facebook. There's groups, there's all these things. It's a community. It is something that you're not just by yourself.
Yeah, and I've noticed that it's not coming from this competitive place, because normally in the higher you go in business, it's like, okay, that guy's pretty sharp, I can do better than him. It's like it's very competitive, but here it's coming from a place of abundance. Everybody is pulling, everybody's wanting to help each other. That's something certainly that stood out as different to me. Real quick, how did you get turned on to Meir stuff?
It was through another one of the educational companies that I was a part of. I came in, I was doing programs with them. Meir was up on stage, and I heard him speak for, 30 minutes. And the instant I heard him speak, I'm like, he has
something different.
There's something here that nobody else has. And, went in, took an additional course. 3 days turned into 6, turned into 10.
And he's like, yes, but what does it mean?
It's a trap. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
It's a trap.
And a trap that I want to go down.
Oh,
you know
for
what I'm saying?
sure.
'Cause honestly, it's so you've done, I know that you are very advanced. You've done a lot of, if not all, the courses, and Meir constantly talks about the value that you bring and how much he leans on you as well. Is it possible, this might be an unfair question, but is it possible to kind of put your finger on one or two things out of everything that you've learned from Meir, everything that you've not only learned from his teachings, but even observation, that has really been the game changer for you?
This isn't an easy question.
Yeah, I figured. It's broad.
It's not a problem of, well, can I come up with something? It's a, how do you narrow
How do you
it
pick?
down? How do you make it something that's one thing or two things or five things? Or when someone has had this big of an impact, not just on my business, but on my life, on my family.
I could see that.
Yeah, marriage, kids.
It's like you can't, to come in and say, oh, well, to learn how to interact with my son and how, I live in Clearwater, but my business is in Chicago and I'm traveling. I've got an 8-year-old son.
Nice.
My wife is pregnant. How do we deal with these things? And yet the relationship between my son, between my wife and I, it's the best it's ever been. Even though there's been distance that's been introduced to this, which it's not easy to have distance between a family, but we get through it and we're in a better place than we've ever been. The ability to continue to improve every day is something that, what more can you ask for?
The level of success that you now have financially with your family, a few years back, did you ever think that you would be here? How does it resemble where it was, or how big of a change is there?
For me, I'm one of the people, and I heard this a lot when I was going through the seminars, it's not about the money, it's not about this. That's something that I wanted to believe about the people that I heard.
Yeah.
And because that's what registers with me, because look, money is great. It allows you to do things. But what I care about more is, how can I improve my son's life? How can I improve my company's, and not just because it's going to be all across the country or it's in 2 states, or that's great, but it's the lives that I can impact. How I can come in and improve other people, because I looked at this and me as an individual, there's so much that there's I could have a TV show and I can reach people, but there's a limit to what I can do as an individual. But if I can come in and I can connect with others and I can bring them into my team and I can help them become their potential, the impact that I can have then is off the charts. That's the opportunity that Meir has presented with us. So, how do you come in and say, well, but it's this one thing?
Well, I know you always give credit to Meir, and the key word that you just mentioned is really impact. When you can really impact somebody, I mean, it could be one fleeting conversation that at the time we don't feel like is that profound, but to them it was the right thing at the right time, and it actually changes the course of their life. It changes their viewpoint. It changes everything. Certainly, Meir's having an amazing impact on many. But I got to tell you, John, you're definitely having an impact on people as well. I can see it. People are commenting about it. And man, just keep up the good work. It's an honor to.
Thank you very
much.
And
I look forward to learning a lot more from Meir and also yourself as well.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you.